There's no safety net. The seatbelt snapped. The airbags deflated. Or whatever. Say hello to some white girl mediocrity. It's a self-indulgent show where I talk only about me. Don't like it, well you're free to go on your punk rock paralegal. Anything but legal. Punk rock paralegal. The daughter of a French lady and a California Jew. I'm going to tell my story, and most of it is even true. On the punk rock paralegal. Anything but legal. Punk rock paralegal.
I've been so focused on my career, but then I woke up and I realized I was deeply unhappy. So now it's time to make space for me.
I'm overfed, underslept, overtaught, underwrought, overpaid, underfucked, overdrugged, underloved. Punk rock paralegal. Anything but legal. Punk rock paralegal. Time for some bullshit, bitches.
Hello everyone, and welcome to what is sure to be an entirely underwhelming video thing. My name is Elle Fischer, and I am the punk rock paralegal. Or at least that's what I call myself. See, my life is actually pretty boring, and that's why I'm putting on this little fantasy show inside my head. And whatever our relationship is, it's probably purely transactional. I'm letting you inside my head to watch. But if anyone asks, just tell them that this is how we met.
You see her through Canadian rye, lonely and pensive, Nordic ice in her eye. Hair pulled tighter than a cat's anus, make all the fellas wanna say, hey miss. Only them dudes had half the nerve to lay a finger down on one of her curves. She's trying too hard, just to get you hard. She's trying too hard, just to get you hard. She's a Hitchcock blonde, got you feeling like Bond. She's so elusive, borderline abusive. Dive into her mystery. It's colder than the Bering Sea. So you chase her down a dark alley, into the theater, up a balcony. Just a tiny bit of mild danger in the pursuit of a total stranger. And maybe you'll catch her and make her yours, and then you'll finally see what's inside those drawers. She's trying too hard, just to get you hard. She's trying too hard, just to get you hard. She's a Hitchcock blonde, got you feeling like Bond. She's so elusive, borderline abusive. Dive into her mystery. It's colder than the Bering Sea. Well, isn't it fun to create someone who doesn't want you back? Or maybe it's not. a long shot and she does want you back. She's inside your head, but not in your bed. She's inside your head, and you'll wind up dead. She's a Hitchcock blonde, got you feeling like Bond. She's so elusive, borderline abusive. Dive into her mystery. It's colder than the Bering Sea.
I know you're thinking, Anne, I've seen every episode of Boston Legal and Ally McBeal and Law and Order SVU and The Good Fight and The Good Wife, but I have no idea what a paralegal actually does. Well, there are reasons that there is no TV shows about paralegals, and that's because it is very boring. I read a lot of documents, I do a lot of research, I drink a lot of coffee, but it pays well and that's what counts, doesn't it? But I do try and stay busy outside of work. I have some close friends, a lot of acquaintances, and once in a while I have a lover. Most recently I was seeing this woman, Shirley. Shirley was a judge. Well, she still is a judge. Anyway, I wasn't working on a case that she was, so there's nothing scandalous about this story, but I was coming out of one courtroom and she was coming out of another, and our eyes locked across the hallway and we got that tingly feeling. And at first, we would meet up a few nights a week at the bar across the street from the courthouse and have some whiskey and unhealthy appetizers, and then we would go back to her place and scissor. But that only lasted for a few months. We would see each other when we could, but ultimately she was just too busy for anything serious. Or at least she was always busy. And we're all so busy these days. It's because we're just sitting, staring at this screen in our lap, being bombarded with this constant barrage of feedback and notification and stimulation. And if you want to be in an actual relationship, try putting your fucking phone down and being present. Well, anyway, I don't blame Shirley. It just sort of ended. And
well, that's alright with me, 'cause I enjoy just being alone. Some people just don't feel right unless they have someone that they can touch in bed every night. Some people are on the run, doing date after date, auditioning till they find the one. And that's alright for them, but I enjoy just being alone. Most people can't feel complete without their own plus one. Too afraid to dance to their own beat. Most people want more than fun, preferring to be tied, owning someone like a possession. And that's just great for them, but I enjoy just being alone. Sometimes I think there must be something wrong, 'cause I just wanna fuck and then move the fuck on, refusing to stay just a second too long. Or maybe there must be something wrong with me, that I'm just too broken, and if I wasn't I would see how great our relationship could be. So I just won't even try. My people like to just flirt, knowing we're not stable. We can't afford tourists being hurt. My people are so clever, avoiding exposure by just staying single forever. And that's perfect for me, 'cause I enjoy just being alone.
But let's not kid ourselves. I don't actually go out that much, especially not now. Bars aren't really for me. I don't like the people and the noise and the bad music and the smells. Most nights I just drink Box Vin du Table at home, alone with my cats, Gina and Gershon. There's nothing that I enjoy more than a glass of wine and watching an old lady solve some crime. Gina and Gershon keep me company with Jessica or Jane going on the TV. It comes in cardboard and a magic pouch. It's sustainable and cheaper by the ounce. Pinot Gris and Chardonnay, Sauvigne with hints of hay, rosé on a breezy day, or perhaps a Cabernet. Just call me box wine Annie. It's a riot, living quiet, TV whoring, being boring. Box wine Annie. Push the divot, pull the spigot, get to drinking, hang with thinking. No need to go out when it's party time. Spend the night alone at home with value wine, in a goblet or a mug. One a night or quickly chug. Top with seltzer, fill your glass. Over ice if you lack the class. Just call me box wine Annie. It's a riot, living quiet, TV whoring, being boring. Box wine Annie. Push the divot, pull the spigot, get to drinking, hang with thinking. Just no, please don't do it. Please don't give me white Zinfandel. Serve me that and you can go to hell. You have so much and suddenly it's gone. Stores are closed and you can't wait that long. No, just wait, there's a little bit more. Tip the box and finish it off. Box wine Annie. It's a riot, living quiet, TV whoring, being boring. Box wine Annie. Push the divot, pull the spigot, get to drinking, hang with thinking. Box wine Annie. My father is a psychiatrist, and my mother was a flight attendant on Air France. Enchanté. I don't actually speak French. Et toi? I tried learning it, but I guess I was just so resentful towards my parents that it didn't stick. Merda. I grew up in Southern California, and when I was a teenager, I would date these sort of shaggy-haired skateboarder types. You know, upper middle class white kids pretending to be poor. But then I started reading. Sylvia Plath, Joan Didion, Betty Friedan, Virginia Woolf, Angela Davis. And I was like, I am a feminist now. Fuck these stupid white boys. I'm not giving out any more hand jobs. And also I would ride my bike down to the Tower Records, because we still had those. And I would listen to all these awesome women artists. And I was like, yes, that is who I want to be. I was obsessed with Chrissy Hynde and Kim Deal and Courtney Love and Patti Smith and the whole Riot Girl thing. Oh, Kathleen Hanna was just my #1 girl. I even had a zine. It was called My So-Called Pussy. I sold it out of the trunk of my Volvo and, well, no one actually ever bought it. So it just kind of got moldy. But I knew that when high school was over, I had to move to Olympia, Washington, because that's where it was all happening, and that I was going to start a feminist punk rock band. So I did it. I got into Evergreen State, even though I could have gone somewhere better, and I packed up my Volvo and I moved to Olympia, Washington. And it fucking sucked.
Well, I went to school. Well, I went to school. Ugh. Well, I went to school in Olympia, where everyone's the same. Well, what do you do with a revolution? Well, I went to school in Olympia, where everyone's the same. They look the same. They talk the same. Don't you please make me real. Fuck you. Make me sick. Fuck you. Make me real. Fuck you. Well, I went to school in Olympia, where everyone's the same. And so are you in Olympia, where everyone's the same. We look the same. We talk the same. We even fuck the same. Well, I went to school in Olympia. Don't you please make me real. Fuck you, make me sick. Fuck you, make me real. Fuck you. Do it for the kids, yeah. 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 Do it for the, do it for the, do it for the, do it for the, do it for the kids. We're not done, apparently. Well, I went to school in Olympia. The kids, calm down. The kids. In Olympia, shittiest little city in the world.
Yeah, that's right. Olympia fucking sucked. I didn't know it, but all of my kick-ass feminist idols had left like a decade earlier, and the only people left were stoners listening to Fish. So I transferred to the University of Washington so I could live in Seattle. You know, a real city, allegedly. But I kept hearing that all the cool people had moved to Portland. So once I finished my degree, I packed up my Subaru, because the Volvo had died, and I moved my ass down to Portland, and I'm still here. And all this time, I was thinking that I was still gonna start that feminist punk rock band. The only problem is I didn't know anyone who could play an instrument. At least not anyone that I could tolerate. But I was sure that I was gonna find them in Portland, because everybody kept saying, Portland, it's so cool, it's so cheap. You could work at a coffee shop 20 hours a week and just pay all your bills and then pursue your passion projects. Well, anyway, I needed a job. So I opened the newspaper, because we had those, and I looked in the classified and I saw an ad for a receptionist at a law firm for $11 an hour. And that was pretty good back then. So I got that job. But then I realized that I fucking hate talking on the telephone. And the last thing that I wanted was to be sat at a desk all day while the phone rang at me. So I looked around the office and I saw all of these busy, important people with determined faces and their briefcases and their ties and their lattes and their Blackberries, and I thought I could be important too. somebody else could answer the phone for me. So I became a paralegal. And you might be asking, Anne, why didn't you become a lawyer? You're smart. You could have done it. Surely you would have made more money. And to that I say, yes. However, I didn't have to go to law school. I didn't have to pay for that shit. I didn't have to pass the bar exam. And I don't have to work overtime. When I'm done for the day, I just pack up my shit and get the fuck out of the office, and not many lawyers can say that. And yet, I'm essential. And so Gina and Gershon get to keep eating fancy feast, and I get to keep drinking myself to bed every night with mediocre Shiraz. And then I wake up, do my face, do my hair, get dressed, put some heels on. You know, you might be thinking, how can this hardcore, feminist, bisexual, wannabe punk rocker care so much about her physical appearance? Isn't that hypocritical? Who's she even trying to impress? And to that, I say that I look good for me, and that is fucking sufficient.
If I leave the house in a low-cut blouse, in a skirt and heels and gloss, it's not for their gaze or to get a raise, it's because I am the boss. There's too much pressure to be slender and tough but yet still tender. It's all so dumb, I won't succumb. That's too much pressure to be buku. It's a trap women fall into. So don't mistake the moves I make. I look good for me, for myself only. No, I don't give a damn if I please a man. These hips, these lips, it's all for me, only for me. If I stay at home looking like a gnome, in sweats and a face that's bare, not just lazy and I'm not gone crazy, it's because I do not care. There's too much pressure to be thriving when we're barely just surviving. So fuck that shit, I'm over it. And so much pressure to be giving when we need to just keep living. So on those days, I simply say, I look bad for me, for myself only. No, I don't give a damn if I please a man. These chips, this dip, it's all for me, only for me. At the end of the day, what does it matter? It's silk and fleece and not world peace. At the end of the day, I can't be bothered. I dress for me, not the patriarchy. I look good for me, for myself only. No, I don't give a damn if I please a man. This ass, these thighs, these lips, these eyes, it's all for me, only for me. Unless I decide you can have it.
You know, I talk a lot about work, but I really wish so much of my life wasn't spent working, or thinking about work, or worrying about having to go back to work. I mean, I tolerate work, and that's the best we can hope for, right? No, I don't think I actually do tolerate my job. I think that's probably just a lie that I'm telling myself to get through each day. Like, sure, I make good money and there's probably worse things I could be doing, but is that it? Like, look around. How many of us are just defining ourselves by what we do to make money? That should be the least defining thing about us. It's fucking boring. And then, like, why are any of us still working 40 hours a week or more? Like, how much work are we actually even doing? Most of the time we just sit at a desk all day and reopen the same handful of windows on our computer and check our phone every 3 minutes and then get up every hour and a half like clockwork to go get another cup of coffee we don't even really want. Just all becomes a sort of Sisyphean cycle of routine and drudgery and existential dread and like, for what? For fucking what? Just so we can make some money? But that's where they've got us really fucked up. You see, they've created this system where in order to be able to eat food that's not entirely fake and live in a house with insulation and get around, then we have to work 40 hours a week or more at a good job. And then to get that good job, we have to go get an education that we can't afford and we're probably not even going to use. And then we spend years paying off the debt from that education, driving to work in a car that we don't even like but we have to pay for, sitting in traffic, choking on fumes, killing the planet. And then because all of our time is spent working, getting to work, all of our free time becomes so precious. But then still we have to work out and take care of the yard and clean the house and cook the meals and see the movies and watch all the TV shows that keep coming out. And then in order to do all that stuff, we just have to keep working more and more and more. And then we have kids and we have to buy them all of their shit. Stop the bullshit, carousel. I want the fuck off.
If you're not too careful, chasing empty careers will rob you of your best years. If you're not too careful, time fades quickly, it seems, and you forget to chase dreams. It's a waste, all I can say. It's a waste, living this way. So you just tell yourself you have so much time left, but time will leave you bereft. So you just tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, hun, but then that day just won't come. It's a lie, won't go away. It's a lie, day after day. Pay another bill, have another beer, take another pill, waste another year. The endless procession of empty distraction. But if you stop to think, you'll quickly start to sink. It's a shame, day after day. It's a shame, living this way. It's a waste. a lie. It's a shame. It's a waste.
A few months back, I kept having these sleepless nights where I would just lie in bed thinking about how I didn't want to go back to work in the morning. And then I would fall asleep, but then the alarm would wake me up and I would just have to spend about 20 minutes talking myself out of bed. And I don't know what changed. I don't know why I went from tolerating my existence to hating every second of it. But I didn't want to wake up at retirement age and just wonder where the years had gone. I didn't want to just wither away into a husk. So I decided it was time to make shit happen for myself. And that's why I'm here, making this show that nobody wanted or asked for and probably isn't very good. Because that's the lesson, I guess. Don't wait for shit to happen, because it's probably not going to. And you can probably start making shit happen for yourself too. Or at least try. Even if you don't know how, just try. Here, come with me. I'll show you the way.
Yo, it's about time for a revolution. This feminist bitch might just have the solution. Cleanse your mind of all the pollution, then check into my institution. I'll provide you the absolution if you submit to this evolution. Thoughts and prayers go out to your psyche. You won't need an AR-15. I'm your weapon now on, baby. I'm your weapon now on, baby. Up and come along with me and bring a little TNT. Run the shit from now on, baby. Run the shit from now on, baby. The time is right, we start tonight. Let's burn this shit and bring this fight. I'm your weapon now on, baby. Let's destroy the patriarchy. You're probably wondering what the fuck I am thinking, or is it possible that it's just what you're drinking? Not you, no, you couldn't possibly, but if we don't, we can never be free. Open your eyes to the ways they enslave you, keep you down and beat and degrade you. We've had a fill of these old white men. We've had enough, now it's time to say when. Tear down this old world and build us a new one, where femmes and queers control distribution. Spread the wealth out so we all get a share, with laws of our bodies and free health care. It's a revolution, time for retribution. Thoughts and prayers go out to your psyche. You won't need an AR-15. I'm your weapon now on, baby. I'm your weapon now on, baby. Hop and come along with me and bring a little TNT. We run the shit from now on, baby. We run the shit from now on, baby. The time is right, we start tonight. Let's burn this shit and bring this fight. I'm your weapon now on, baby. Let's destroy the patriarchy. The world is burning and they say it's not. They say it's cooling when it gets hot. Say they're pro-life but they watch us